So, what if the entire financial system was about to hit a massive reset button with one specific digital asset right at the center of it all? Well, that's the huge case made in a viral video by Crypto Sensei about XRP. And today, we're going to break down their key arguments piece by piece.
Yeah, the video kicks off with a bang, for sure. This massive claim really sets the super enthusiastic tone for the whole argument that XRP is cleared and it's ready for global adoption. Okay, let's dive right in. So the source builds this multi-part argument for why they're so incredibly bullish on XRP. Let's step through the evidence they lay out and see how they get there.
All right, so the whole argument really kicks off with a simple but absolutely massive problem in global finance: friction. The source claims XRP was basically engineered from day one to solve this exact problem. The source paints a really sharp contrast here. On one hand, you've got the financial system we have now. It's clunky, it's siloed. Banks take days to move money because their internal books just don't talk to each other. But then, on the other hand, you have what XRP is proposing: an instantaneous, super low-cost bridge that just connects everything. And this is the big idea they're pushing, using XRP as a neutral bridge asset. Think of it like a universal translator for money. It's this common language that just gets rid of all the friction that's slowing down traditional finance. Okay, but, having a great solution is one thing. Getting the big banks to actually use it, that's a whole other ballgame. But according to the source, a huge regulatory wall just came down, potentially clearing the path for exactly that. So the video zeroes in on this recent move by the Federal Reserve to withdraw a 2023 policy. They frame it as a complete reversal. It basically takes the system from a hard no on crypto for banks to a totally new stance of oversight that actually welcomes responsible innovation.
And the source is really clear on this point. They're saying, hey, this isn't just some small adjustment. The whole argument is that this is a fundamental shift. It clears a path for compliant blockchains like XRP to become a core part of banking, instead of having to fight the system from the outside. Okay, so a big regulatory shift happens. What's next? Well, according to the video, the institutional money, the big money, it's already on the move.
They point to this one day, get this, $54 million flooding into spot XRP ETFs. Those are the investment products that let people buy XRP through their regular stockbroker. This is being presented as straight-up evidence that the big-time investors are taking this new regulatory clarity very, very seriously. And on top of that, the source dives into Ripple's own journey to become a chartered bank. Now, the end goal here, they argue, is to get direct access to the Fed master account. And that's a huge deal because it would let Ripple settle transactions directly with the central bank, just like any other major financial institution. Now, this is where it gets really interesting because it's all about the timing. The source claims this huge surge in popularity, making the XRP Ledger the sixth most popular blockchain, is all happening after legal clarity was achieved. The suggestion is that developers who were maybe a little hesitant before are now feeling much more confident about building on the platform. All right, so we've talked regulation, we've talked finance, but the video also highlights this key tech expansion that they claim is going to dramatically increase demand for the asset itself. So they're talking about something called wrapped XRP. The easiest way to think about it is like putting your XRP into a special envelope that lets it travel and be used inside other major crypto ecosystems like Solana and Ethereum. And that could just blow the doors open for its potential uses in things like DeFi. So here's the bottom line. According to the source, the more XRP gets used and locked up on these other chains, well, the less of it is actually available on the open market to be bought and sold. This creates supply scarcity, which they argue is going to be a key driver of the price. Okay, for the grand finale, the video zooms way out to look at the absolutely massive market that all these new crypto products are jumping into. And they paint a picture of just enormous potential growth. And the numbers here are just staggering. The global market for these things called exchange-traded products, or ETPs, is about $19 trillion. Right now, all crypto products combined make up around $150 billion of that. It's a tiny fraction, which suggests a gigantic runway for growth. An expert in the source video uses this pretty memorable analogy. Before, investors had very few choices for crypto. Now, they argue, we're about to see an explosion of choice, a Cheesecake Factory menu of crypto investment products. And the core belief is simple: more choice will bring in way more investors.
So the story they're telling is powerful and it's clear. They're arguing that the regulatory, institutional, and technological floodgates are all opening for XRP at the exact same time. The final claim is that this isn't just another crypto bull market. It's the beginning of a fundamental financial reset. A bold prediction that leaves us with one big question. Are we watching the future of finance being built right now?